Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to walk you through how I skin retouch my portraits on Adobe Photoshop. Let's just get straight into it. So we're going to start with cleaning the skin first, and what you need to do is duplicate your background layer. All I have to do is drag the background layer to this plus looking thing. If you are working on a Mac, then the shortcut is Command J, and that also duplicates that layer. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will name all my layers because on a normal day, I don't name my layers. And I'm gonna name this layer clean, so I know it's the cleaning layer. So there are three options when it comes to cleaning the skin that I use. I use either the spot healing brush tool, which you can get to by clicking J on the keyboard, and the patch tool, which you can also get to by clicking J, or I think it's Shift J. They're both in this one tool, so sometimes you have to cycle through the different tools. My final one that I use is the clone stamp tool, which you can get to by clicking S. I'm just going to show you each of them now so you can see what they do. As you can see, this blemish right here, we know we want to get rid of it, okay? If I was to use the patch tool, I circle the blemish and then I move the selected area somewhere close to where the blemish was. And then once I do that and let go, as you can see, it has basically copied the other area into where my blemish originally was. So you're basically patching different areas to cover up the blemish. The patch tool here probably didn't do that great of a job. Sometimes you have to cycle through all three of these healing tools because sometimes another one just gives a better finish to what you're trying to do. Now the spot healing brush tool, I actually think it's a bit magical. It's actually really simple to use. To make your brush bigger and smaller, by the way, you just click open bracket, close bracket. All you have to do is that didn't work for some odd reason. I don't know if oh, okay. It's because my blending mode is on darken. Let me just quickly change it to normal. Click, and that's it. As you can see, compared to the patch tool, the spot healing brush tool has actually done a better job. The clone stamp tool is actually pretty cool as well. You get to it by clicking S. My settings for the clone stamp tool are these. The hardness changes depending on how sharp or blurry the photo is, and my flow does change depending on the area I am working on, but the biggest change of them all would be the blending mode. I either cycle through normal, lighten, or darken. This blemish, for example, I'm going to use lighten because the area around the blemish is light in comparison to the blemish itself, which looks a bit dark. I'm gonna hold down Option and then just get rid of it. I probably could have done this a bit of an easier way instead of going around the blemish, but hey ho. As you can see, there's this little spot left over from the blemish though, and it probably didn't get taken out because I've been using the blending mode lighten, but obviously this little bit is quite light compared to the rest, so it's not going to take it out, if that makes sense. I would probably just use the spot healing brush tool and just click and get rid of it, or you could use darken as a blending mode on the clone stamp tool and then again click around the area just to make sure you're clicking close to the blemish area and just paste basically a darker patch in. Okay, now that we have cleaned the skin, let's move on to the second step, which is dodge and burn. My definition of dodge and burn is basically adding darkness or lightness to areas of the skin to even out the canvas of the skin. That was probably a bad explanation. I'm going to show you how to make the layers anyway. This is what you do. First of all, we're going to go to this half moon looking symbol and we're going to click on the adjustment layer curves. And then obviously I'm going to name my layer and I'm going to name my first layer dodge. And the dodge layer will basically be your lightness layer. So this is where you're going to be adding lightness to even out the skin tone. This middle point in the curves layer, you just drag it all the way up. Obviously, as you can tell, my photo is ridiculously light. Let's just say that. And that's not all you want. So what you do is you click on your layer and then you hit Command I, and that basically inverts the layer. As you can tell, like the lightness is gone. Whatever you paint on top of that layer is what's going to show through. That's an inverted layer. The burn layer is basically the same thing. You go to the half moon, you click on curves again. This time, instead of pulling the middle point all the way up, you pull it all the way straight down. And also, obviously, as you can see, the picture has gone completely dark. We're going to have to invert it. So Command I, and that inverts the layer. And obviously, as you can see, it's created a layer mask here. I'm just going to make this more convenient by grouping them. Just going to select the layers and click Command G. Sometimes when retouching, people tend to use what I like to call help layers. Often you'll probably see people use the black and white layer. And what it does is it drains the photo of color. So it's just that little bit easier to see where you need to dodge and burn. What I like to use is the color fill. So you just click the half moon, go to solid color, and then bring the color all the way to black, and then change the blending mode to color. And as you can see, it's now just black and white. If you want that extra bit of help, you can create this layer. So go to the half moon again, click curves, and just pull this point up here a little bit, and yeah, that's fine. And then click the blending mode to screen. Obviously, as you can tell, this is a bit too much, so you just put your opacity down. I think I'm going to keep it at 21%. If you want to see the opposite, so you want to see the really light patches just so you can see where to burn, then you can just change the blending mode to multiply. Okay, before I show you my brush settings, please make sure that these two squares look exactly like this. So if it is the opposite way around, so the black is at the front and the white's behind, then you just click X on your keyboard. If you have other colors going on over here, then click D and then it will go to the default. The reason being is because, as you can see, your layer mask over here is black. If your brush is on black, then you're basically doing nothing. And trust me, there have been moments where I haven't realized in the middle of retouching that it's on black, and I'm just sitting there wondering, why is nothing happening? So here are my brush settings. Obviously, you're going to use the brush to dodge and burn, and that is B on the keyboard. My flow is always at 1% because I retouch with my mouse. I'm going to start with the cheek area over here because it's the first thing I can see. So I'm going to start off with the burn layer. My biggest questions were, where do you dodge and burn? Is this the right place to dodge and burn? Is that the wrong place? Is this too much? Like, how do people get it looking so good, and why does mine look so crap? I've learned that the best way to figure that out is just look at the photo you're working on and look at where the inconsistencies are. So for example, obviously in the cheek area, there's like lightness going on where I feel like it's supposed to be dark, because if you look at the surrounding area of the cheek, it's darker compared to those little patches. So to me, that means I need to burn those little areas because I'm trying to even out the skin tone. Maybe that's a better way to think about it, like thinking about what places you need to go to even out the skin tone. So yeah, I hope that helps. Just look at the area you're working on and just see what's kind of standing out to you. Like, is some place looking more darker compared to the surrounding area, or more lighter compared to the surrounding area? And that would really help when it comes to figuring out where to dodge and burn. So I've done some burning here, as you can see. So let me just click on and click out so you can see. But as you can see, there's like bits here which also look like they're a bit too light to be here at the same time. So for me, that means I need to go to the dodge layer. So if we just see what I have done so far, if I click on and off, ta-da! Like, honestly, like sometimes I'm so amazed by what dodge and burn can do. This is actually a secret weapon. It's crazy and it's magical. Let me move to another area because I'm just going to go to this nose area so you can just see another area that I can work on. If you are retouching skins of color, realize that you'll be utilizing the burn layer a lot more. Those who have skin tones that are darker than white, you know, we deal with things such as like hyperpigmentation, and just the fact that on our skin tones there's a lot more shades of color. And I'm not trying to say that those who have white skin don't really experience that. It's just a lot more obvious on those who have colored skin. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here because we can go on all day, all night. This is what I've done so far. As you can see, the nose area and the cheek area, like, you know what? Photoshop is amazing. Let's just be real. I might put up a little pop-up of what the actual final dodge and burn looked like, because I need to actually edit this photo. If you do feel like you've maybe gone a bit too hard on the skin retouching and you want to decrease maybe how much, like just how hard you've gone, if you just click on the group layer and then you can just turn the opacity down. That is the end of my tutorial. So I hope you liked it, and I don't know, if you want to give me a like for this video, that'd be great too. And until next time, I guess, bye.